And we're live. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to College Cast. This is Alexis Semino, and I'm here with
Kevin Klein. Good afternoon, everyone.
Today we are joined by the one, the only, legendary Nugget Boy, Carter Wilkerson.
It's me. Nice to be on today, I guess.
All right, so I know you've been asked about your experience a lot before with the retweets and whatnot, but how did you get Wendy's attention?
First of all, if you could explain, who are you?
For
What is this Wendy's thing?
I got excited. I'm so excited.
Well, if anyone doesn't know, basically I reached out to Wendy's over Twitter and I said, hey, how many retweets do I need for a year of free chicken nuggets? And, of course, I just thought it was funny at first. I was like, oh, there's no way this is going to actually happen if they say 100 million or 10 or even 12. Probably not going to happen. But I went for it anyways. And they responded saying 18 million, which was an insane amount. So I was just like, oh, whatever, I'll have fun with it. And I
What was
posted
the
it to my
record at the
Twitter.
time when they told you that? Were you aware of a record at that time?
Actually, to be honest, when I first saw the 18 million, I was like that seems reasonable. There's a lot of people using Twitter, so I had no clue what the record was, and I looked it up right afterwards, and I was like, oh, it's 3
It's
million.
a lot more than what I
Yeah.
And it's held by Ellen. She's huge. So I was like, no way I'm gonna be able to pass that.
Yeah.
So
She's been out of high school for a while.
yeah,
been
she's a
doing
little
her thing,
bit
for sure.
She's definitely got her name out there a little more than I had. So just a bit.
So how many nugs did Wendy's give you?
Well, so they gave me the year of nuggets in a form of gift cards. So they gave me $1,000 worth of gift cards, and they split it up into 10 $100 gift cards. So it was nice to have that freedom that I don't have to just get chicken nuggets. I can get a drink with it or something, like a combo. So it was really nice I just don't have to eat just chicken nuggets for a year straight. But basically, they did the math where it would come out to be the $1,000 was worth, if I got a 4-piece every day for a year, that's about how much it would have been with a little extra just for the fun. So
Yeah, make it a little milkshake here and there. It's
yeah,
pretty sick.
exactly. Nice frosty,
Remember, there's an interviewer doing a whole in-depth analysis of things you could buy and mix and match with what sauce, and
That's true.
bang for your buck.
Do they mail it to you?
Actually, they gave it to me when I was on the Ellen show. So really before I passed the record, they're like, this has been such a great opportunity and stuff, and we know you're probably going to pass the record at the rate it's going up. So they just gave me the nuggets there, and I went home with a bag full of gift cards. So it's pretty cool.
So you were on the Ellen show. What's she like?
To be honest, it really saddens me, but I never got to meet her backstage and stuff. And I was waiting beforehand because we got there 2 hours early and stuff, and I did my makeup and everything, and I was like, oh,
Was there ever an
okay.
agreement, hey, after this, you're going to talk to her and then this is what's going to happen? Or is it just very logistical? You have 10 minutes or 15 minutes during the interview, and then there's the next segment.
Yeah, that's kind of how it went. Especially the day that I was on, it was super busy. I was the last act of the show, so I was the last 5 minutes they brought me out and stuff. And so she was already done with a bunch of people, and then not only that, they recorded a session with Chris Pratt right after me. So I was walking off the stage, and this was for a future episode, but I was walking off the stage and I saw him and I was like, oh my god, that's Chris Pratt. Ellen, it's pretty cool, but I'm not a huge fan of Ellen, but I've seen.
But shout out to Ellen.
But shout out to Ellen.
Big shout out.
Took your underwear.
I love Ellen. Oh no.
No. Still got the underwear.
I still got the underwear and I
Cool.
still have the TV.
Is it comfy?
Oh yeah. I actually wear them all the time. They're pretty nice.
Yeah. Well, actually.
I could.
That's so funny.
Stand
Tell
up and
to the USD girls, we get to see the Ellen
yeah.
underwear at some point.
My favorite's
Shout out to them.
the pink and blue. If you want one, you
sure.
gotta come to my room.
Just let them know. Tweet them.
Tweet at me.
Carlos and-
DM me. Slide in the DMs, but it's alright.
That's so funny.
No big deal.
Did you actually get to meet Chris Pratt, or was it just you were just
It was
in your room?
Fly by, and it was I saw him as we were walking past the stage. I was I turned to my mom that's Chris Pratt. And she's like, no way, you're right. You're laughing about it and stuff, but didn't get to meet him either. So a little bit of a bummer, but I can't really complain. So.
But you got to meet Katy Perry.
I did get to meet Katy Perry,
And her
I
dog.
did get to talk to her and her dog. So that was
Not many people can say
definitely
that.
cool.
About her dog.
I know. A lot
Her
of people met
dog?
Katy Perry, but not her
Not
dog.
her dog. I think that's more impressive. 'Cause then, then
Honestly,
you're really in.
You're really in with Katy Perry.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know her. I got to hold her dog and stuff. So
Do you think her dog knows that Katy Perry owns her?
Probably not.
Nah.
I mean, like, honestly, like I remember, so when I was on to shoot that music video, and they told me like I was gonna be with her dog and stuff, and her dog was named as Nugget, and I was like, oh, that's so cute. And they told me like, yeah, they don't even like, she like has the dog, but it's mostly kept by like a trainer and stuff, and like in her house it's there, but
Celebrity
like,
dog.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Okay.
So
That's
it's
cool.
like
It's got blue ribbons.
yeah,
Like has
exactly.
caviar.
It's got
Yeah.
peepers.
Oh yeah, it's like living the life. So.
Sick.
What was it like? You know, I saw the clip of the music video and you just laughed for 2 seconds. Did they do like a retake? Like, all right, retake. Can you just laugh one more time? Okay, thanks. And hold the nuggets a little bit higher, and then the dog. Okay, cool. And action. Is that exactly what they did?
Actually, it was kind of like that, but it was really just one take. So they just had me laughing straight for like a minute. So it was a little bit awkward because I was like, you know, just pretending to laugh and stuff, holding up the chicken nugget and having her dog in my lap. But it was just a little weird because they would correct me and stuff too. They'd be like, can you get your arm up a little bit higher? Can you like move back so we can see the dog a little bit more while I'm laughing, like trying to get this in. So it was just a little bit weird because I think it would have been better if it was like, do it and then they correct it and then do it again, but it was just for like a minute and a half straight I was just like pretending to laugh.
So they just cut the one little segment from it.
Whatever the 2 seconds that they liked.
So they got 58 seconds of things just hiding for some random time, just in case.
Exactly, just in case they liked that little piece better.
Like, yeah, we know what you did at second 57. So
Maybe.
Why did she want you in the Swish video?
I think, funny story actually, we talked to the casting director a little bit beforehand, and he was telling us that I don't know, the music video has a bunch of like other internet stars and stuff in it, like the Backpack Kid that does the floss dance that made that big and stuff, and that Christine Sidelko, and like Terry Crews and a bunch of these like kind of internet famous people. And the casting director knew this, and he has a daughter actually that was like into the nugget thing, and so
there's
the daughter,
a nugget fetish.
I guess so. Like
It's
that's
a thing.
I've had multiple people come up to me and be like yeah, like I don't, but I have a friend that like worships you, and I'm like, a friend, all right, so
Tight, huh?
yeah, that's a little weird, but yeah. So he told me that his daughter came up to him and was like, Dad, there's this Chicken Nugget Kid that is like super big right now. Why don't you get him in the music video? So shout out to her. I mean, if it wasn't for her, I probably wouldn't have gotten the music video. So
Dad, I want Nugget Boy in. Oh, okay, sweetie.
yeah, it's kind of how it went, I think. So
Did the chicken nugget thing turn into something that's not even like chicken nuggets to nugs? Is it now taking on a different thing that it's no longer chicken nuggets, just nugs?
I
I saw
really
that there was a tweet from Base God that you retweeted.
Yeah.
He was asking about the
yeah. He said something like, "Is nugs considered like or chicken nuggets considered a bad word?" And I was like,
for sure.
yeah, for sure. I can attest. But yeah, when I really just tweeted out like how many retweets for your free nugs, like I don't know where it came from. I was just kind of like, oh, that's kind of like.
Who was the first
slang,
person that you think that started that trend?
The nugs or the retweets?
The retweet trend. Yeah.
Was that did you say like, oh, yo, like, did you ask your friends to do it? Like, was it like an endeavor, or was it more like, like, just do it?
It was. I had a few friends that I was like I screenshotted it. And I was like, they responded to me like, retweet it, please. Like, I'm gonna try to get this. And so of course, like at the beginning, it was like I had probably like 50 friends that had retweeted it in the first like hour or so, and I'm like, oh, this is pretty cool. Like, you know, it's a lot of fun. And then it just started like going up and up and up and up. And by the next time I woke up in the morning, it was at 50,000, and I was like, I must be dreaming. This is like crazy, but yeah.
That's weird. I on Instagram, shout out to my Instagram. The one picture I liked, I noticed everyone who likes my pictures, but I forget what it was exactly, but I was looking through and I saw someone who was verified that liked my picture. I was like, who in the hell is this?
Yeah.
And I think a week later, it was some producer who's a DJ, playing at Coachella. I was like, yo, how did he find my picture? He liked it, that's sick. But it didn't trend to, the whole world.
Yeah.
So there had to have been someone there's like, yo,
Who's
I got
going
some.
through your
yeah.
stuff.
Like, who's going through your stuff? I'm going to retweet it. And I guarantee you their friends are going to retweet it. There had to have been somebody that started
Probably
that.
like a famous
You know what I
dude.
mean?
Any famous people, retweeted
That you
it?
notice in like the first, I don't know, 50,000, 100,000.
Man, I'm not really sure because I did it at night, and then I went to bed and I woke up and it kind of like blew up
It was
overnight.
too many to even.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't know if somebody like first retweeted it and then like all of their fans
Yeah.
got on it or something, but
You might be like
Like-
Bernie Sanders of retweets. Just the grassroots retweet.
Just kind of like comes out of nowhere.
Yeah.
That's so
That's
funny.
sick.
That'd be pretty cool.
Shout out
but,
to Bernie Sanders.
Shout out to Bernie. 2020. Let's go.
Oh my god.
Let's go.
Kanye.
Kanye.
Maybe. I know it's been almost a year since your tweet blew up, but how does that affect you? Does it still affect you on a daily basis? Like, do people recognize you?
Definitely not on a daily basis, I'd say. It's definitely more of like week to week, month to month kind of thing. Like this is like, I haven't done an interview like this in a long time probably, but even back before I came to San Diego and stuff, like I had a few radio stations calling up over the summer and being like, hey, do you want to interview for our radio station? I'm like, yeah, sure, I'll just do it tomorrow morning at 7 if it's cool with you. And I was like, and then I'd hop on the call next morning and we do like a 10-minute interview, like, oh, where are you at now? So
Yeah.
it's really like, I don't get people to recognize me really much anymore, but every so often there'll be like instances with like maybe once or twice a month.
Was
where
that
it's-
cool while people would recognize you? Were you like, oh, dude, I love this. This is, sick. This is everything I wanted.
You know, I was definitely divided because like, especially during the time of the tweet, it was like, because it was only for like a month when it was like really growing and really getting big, but that whole like 3-month period where it was like still big and kind of like in relevance, but you know, sometimes it'd be like really cool to get recognized,
Yeah.
but other times like
Especially
it'd be
when
like
you're in
swarms
high
of
school.
people. Yeah, you know,
So.
but like, and in high school, you know, everyone already, because I went to a smaller school and everyone already knew me kind of, so it was like, it was just an extra like, oh, Carter is the Chicken Nugget Kid now.
Yeah.
But I did track. It was during the springtime, and we'd go to track meets and
What was your
stuff.
100-meter time?
Ooh, I was 800.
I didn't run I ran hurdles.
Okay.
So
Oh, okay.
That's
I know my
tough.
110 time,
Yeah.
but not the.
That's
We
sick.
actually never ran like hundreds. I don't
Yeah.
remember timing myself, but
That's-
my 110 time was about 16 seconds. So
Oh,
pretty good.
okay.
it wasn't too bad. I could 3-step all the hurdles.
No
you
big
know.
deal.
MVD.
But
Yeah.
basically, we'd go to the track meets, and I'd be hanging with my friend that does hurdles with me, and like I just have kids come up to me and be like, "You're Chicken Nugget Kid" and stuff, right? And then
Yes,
we'd
sir.
get like crowds of people, and I distinctly remember going to California for a meet. It was in I forgot where it was,
Was
but
it north?
yeah, it was
South?
NorCal. I think it was Redding area, so
Okay. Cool.
one of the high schools around there.
Yeah.
But basically, like, yeah, we were just chilling in the bleachers,
Mm.
like my friend and I, because we finished our races, and then these like girls just come up to me and are like, "You're the Chicken Nugget Kid" and stuff, right? And like we
Yeah,
get
I
talking
am.
and
What's
stuff.
up?
Like, yeah, I am. What's up? Here's my Twitter, you know,
Yeah.
DM me.
Yeah.
Besides that, yeah, and they left, and then they brought their friends back, and then it just like kept going for the afternoon, and it was just like people on people on people. But you know, it was like it's cool to meet like the few people, but when it starts getting like a little bit bigger,
Yeah.
it's kind of like,
Is
All right,
someone
slow
gonna
down.
show up at my house?
yeah,
Like,
exactly. Like,
Yeah.
are you guys gonna like
Mm.
stalk me and like find my family and
Yeah,
stuff?
not
But,
exciting.
it's-
Creepy.
Sometimes.
How about, do people recognize you here at USD?
No, actually, funny story. For Ole weekend, like the orientation weekend, I didn't tell anyone, and you know, I was seeing if people would like actually recognize me and stuff. But so I went like a few days, like 3 or 4 days, without telling anyone, and even like the people I hung out with stuff, like they didn't pick up on it or anything. But it wasn't until like I told them in like a group session, like it was like we were doing an icebreaker or something, and it was like 2 truths and a lie, and I was like. I told my 2 truths and a lie, and one of them was like, I hold a world record, and everyone's like, you couldn't hold a world record, and I'm like, that's my truth, and they're like, what world record is it? And I'm like, I have the most retweets on Twitter, and they're like, you're the Chicken Nugget Kid. I'm like,
Oh my
yeah,
god,
that's me.
dude, that's wild.
Yep, so that's kind of how it went the first week. Nobody really recognized me, but like, once I tell people, like, I'm the Chicken Nugget Kid, they're like, oh, I know
What was
you.
one of the lies that you got the most Fortnite wins or what?
No, I wish. I was from Idaho,
Cool.
but yeah, everyone figured that
Not
one
from
out.
Idaho.
Not from
Shocker.
Idaho. Yeah. Bummer.
Shout out to Idaho though. You guys are all really cool.
Gotta
Good
love
listening in
Idaho.
Best potatoes ever.
I don't really know what else is in Idaho.
There's just potatoes.
That's about it.
Maybe corn.
No,
Maybe some
cool people. There's like I'm sure really interesting, things and stuff. Yeah.
There's a few things. Probably.
There's too many.
Too many
Yeah,
things.
too many things.
It's a big state.
Yeah.
After you blew up the way that you did, like, do you think people have a lot of like ulterior motives? Like they want to meet you. Like, do you want to be my friend, or do you want the
Because
nugs?
during
Like, I
this
don't know.
hype. Maybe
During
not
the
now,
hype.
but during the hype. Yeah.
Definitely not now, but during the hype, I think, there were a few people that especially friends from high school and stuff that I had, not like friends, but acquaintances, I'd say, that were like,
They're in study
we've
hall with
talked
you.
and stuff. Yeah, exactly. Like, and we like have each other on Snapchat and we text maybe like, hey, did you get the homework for that? But, you know, like we weren't
But did you
super
though
tight.
have that homework?
Oh, I'd tell them no, but I did, you know. But,
Oh, okay.
you know.
Sneaky.
But, yeah, and then they try to like come up to me and like, hey, how's the chicken nugget thing going? You know, like try to be my friend and stuff. Like, hey, can like you tweet about me sometime or something? And I'm like,
Oh.
yeah, no.
Yeah, for sure, no.
Yeah, definitely
for
trying
sure,
to
absolutely not.
hop on the chicken nugget train.
Yeah.
So there were a few people that, especially at school, but really like people that would come up to meet me, they wouldn't really be like, hey, can you shout me out on your Twitter or something like that? But it's like, you know.
Did anyone that you meet, like Katy Perry or anyone, when you're doing all these different, like, very publicized things, anyone ever catch you, I guess, backstage and was like, yo, this is what's going on, like, this is where you're at right now, watch out what you kind of do, these people might, stuff like that, trying to give you some, like, celebrity advice, you know what I mean?
Not really, actually.
It's
Celebrity
like,
advice?
you're here, you made it, now.
Yeah, I definitely didn't have like somebody come and tell me like, you know,
Trying to
I had
mentor
people advise me like what to say, like when you're going out on the Ellen show, don't say anything about this and this and this, but I didn't have anyone be like, hey, like beware of like Ellen's, I don't know,
Rap.
that kind
I
of
get
stuff.
it.
Yeah, exactly.
doesn't have.
Something like that. I don't know, but definitely because I really like Katy Perry and Ellen. I think were two good ones to me because at least from what I've heard, other people saying Katy Perry is like she's super nice to him and she's genuine and talking with him and stuff. And of course, Ellen, unfortunately, I didn't get to really meet backstage and stuff, but even like on stage and stuff, you could tell. Like
I think she just there's one of her fans. She was a young girl, I think in Australia maybe. I might have it wrong, but she was I think terminally ill, or was in the hospital for a long time. Couldn't make it. She had a ticket. I think her mom had a ticket to see Katy Perry. She couldn't make it. She tweeted Katy Perry or something, and she ended up going to her house and like played songs to her and like hung out with her and so shout out to Katy Perry. She's
that is really cool. I didn't hear about that, but that's like
I might not have the story
really
completely exact, but it was something along those lines.
Where
So,
like
Taylor Swift did something similar.
yeah, I've heard about Taylor Swift doing a lot of stuff like that. So those are definitely like the coolest celebrities that like, you know, if I were on that level of celebrity, then I'd be trying to do that stuff. But yeah.
Basically met the only two you really need to meet. I like, yeah.
I mean, I couldn't complain. So
Jay-Z though, gotta meet that guy.
oh, I'd love to meet Jay-Z.
A$AP
Rocky. Future. I'd like to meet Future.
Yeah, it seems like you
guy.
got a lot of interesting tweets there. So you tweeting at Kanye a bit. What's up with that?
Spill the tea.
Because I looked at the thread, your comment was open on Twitter, but his tweet was deleted, and there's no more thread. But I could only see your tweets. Do you have any insight on that?
Wait,
is that just a
with
coincidence?
Kanye? When was this? Hold on.
This may have been before August. I don't know. Maybe it was mid last year or something. But it was in your recent, at least like 50 tweets ago.
I'm gonna look it up because I really like don't remember tweeting Kanye in the last at least few months.
Because the one that you did, I went to check the thread, and the thread was deleted, which means he would have had to have deleted his tweet.
He didn't like what I was saying?
Yeah, so that's what I was saying. I was like, I don't know, did you get Kanye's attention? Because that would be super interesting.
I do. I think the only time I could remember tweeting to Kanye in the past few months, was when he was like posting a bunch of these like weird pictures and stuff.
Yeah.
And I responded with like a meme picture of like, this was at this, like, for some reason that same week, Kim Jong-un and Trump were meeting, and and there was like a video where, I forgot what Trump says, but basically Kim makes like a face, and it's like that kind of face, and I screenshotted it, and I like thought, oh, it'd be funny to like send to my friends and stuff as like a meme if they say something like dumb, so and he was tweeting all that stuff, and I was like, it's the perfect time to use it. So I tweeted it, and it kind of got a decent amount of attention. I think this might be it.
There it is. At Kanye West.
This is the picture. And
yeah,
he
that's
deleted
what I
the
was wondering.
photos though.
It's like, what was that about though? Like, what did Kanye say that made you?
It was just a bunch of these weird pictures. I think promoting like the Easy line or something. But he's actually recently I've seen.
Oh, I
some
did
too.
see that because you tweeted a picture of the new Yeezy. What, the 250s or 350s came out?
Yes.
Just like today or something.
I think it was yesterday. Yeah.
Yesterday,
the pre-release.
And
or
it was
something.
just the picture of like the new dancers or whatever.
Yeah,
so I think
exactly.
Like
that was I've seen like at least recently with Kanye, the past few days or so, he's been tweeting
I'm gonna
pictures
get
of them.
those
So.
after this, by the way.
Yeah.
$250. I'm gonna go buy
Oh,
me a
boy.
pair.
Yeah.
The triple
It's
white.
too much for me.
Yeah.
They're cool, but I just can't get myself to spend that much money.
Also, we've saw that you've tweeted, like, retweet a lot of XXX and, like, a lot of rappers. Do
Yeah.
you, like, resonate with them? Do you just like their music?
Definitely, especially with XXX Death and stuff. Like, you know, I was really starting to get into him, like, as he released his, like, newer albums and stuff. And, you know, I just thought it was, like, one of those things, you know, because really I kind of have a problem now that it's, like, died down. And I still have a lot of followers and stuff, and I'm verified and stuff, but I use that Twitter as my personal Twitter and stuff. So sometimes I'll, like, retweet something that's, like, not, like, bad, but it's more personal for me. And I, you know, and it's on my, like, regular Twitter. So, like, and then I go back and look at it, I'm like I probably shouldn't be, like, retweeting that. Not that it's a bad thing, it's just, it's one of those things that's, like,
pretty
if I'm trying to keep in my image, yeah, exactly, stuff like that. So normally I try to go back through my tweets, and I'll like look and make sure, like, my likes and stuff and, like, my retweets, they're not stuff that it's like if somebody were, like, first time looking at my page or, like, going back to it, and they're like, they see this and they're like, oh, that makes me think less of him. You know,
what was
I try
that
to
tweet,
avoid that.
Alexa, that we saw? It was from last year. One that I couldn't find I think you sent to me, but I couldn't find it.
Oh, you said Cardi B should be left behind in 2017?
You gotta be with Cardi B?
I don't like Cardi B.
Man.
Ooh,
You know,
why?
not that she's, like,
Do you like her music?
no, I don't like her music. I don't.
Okay. Do
I
you like
kind
her
of like her
personality?
personality.
So
That's
this
the
is
thing
funny.
I can vibe with.
Tentacion,
But-
good music, bad personality.
Yes, exactly. It's the opposite.
Yeah, Cardi B.
But with Cardi B, just, I don't know, something about her irks me. You know, like, I sometimes like her
Yorkers?
personality. No.
She drinks caffeine and, you know,
Yeah, maybe that's
khakis
it.
and khakis.
But definitely with her, I think I kind of saw her as, like, a rip-off Nicki Minaj
Okay.
when she first started coming out and, like, being big and stuff. And I was like, and, like, all her songs were, like, hitting the charts and stuff. And I was like, how are people, like, really liking this?
I had the
could get it,
same
like-
problem.
Yeah.
It wasn't that I didn't like her music or she wasn't talented, because everyone's freshman album isn't going to be the best thing ever.
Exactly.
But she was getting the same songs played on 5 different stations at the same time.
Yes,
in the city.
exactly.
It's like, why did this happen?
Definitely, like, when I was back home in Reno,
Mm-hmm.
I'd turn on the radio station and I'd be like, Cardi B's playing. I'm like, okay, it's
Of
like,
course.
like, I've heard this song plenty of times.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go to the next station. Next station, Cardi B's on again. But it's like a different Cardi B song, and I'm like, really? Like,
Not even
like,
Justin Bieber isn't doing that anymore.
Exactly. Like, Justin Bieber used to be like that. I hated Justin Bieber.
Yeah.
You know, nothing against Biebs, but like,
We love
What's
you.
up?
he's a cute dude.
He's cheeky.
But man, like,
Probably
his
has
songs
really
are
cool
getting
underwear
annoying.
too.
Yeah, I bet. Hey, Biebs, hit me up. Like a year supply of underwear.
We'll give you
sponsored,
notes.
I think, so.
Is the underwear in?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's kind of how, I guess, like, really now Cardi B, you know, I still don't like her that much, but you know, it's definitely less than like
Before.
tweeting like, let's leave Cardi B
Yeah.
back in 2017. You know.
Well, I
but-
thought she had this kind of like unfair rise in popularity. At first, I was like, same thing as you. Yo, she's coming after Nicki Minaj.
Yeah.
Who does she think she is? Because Nicki Minaj has been doing it for a long time. Has had better bars arguably than Jay-Z on the same track.
Exactly.
So I'm like, but then she had some tweets that I saw, some short videos. He was talking about controversially, she said that she was the queen in New York.
Mhm.
And then she's like, no, everyone's got it wrong. Like, I'm not saying I'm the queen in New York. Like, I'm just saying when I leave my car, I got fans. I got people saying what's up.
Yeah.
He's like, I feel like a queen. So, like, why can't I say I'm the queen? Because I feel it. So it made sense to me. Like, if you're feeling good and you're saying good things,
Look good, feel good.
you're happy
rap
about it.
good.
Like Lil Yachty, he's having a fun time.
Yeah, exactly.
But he's not a better lyricist than J. Cole or somebody.
Or, like,
but he
some
doesn't have
guys.
to be. He's having a
Exactly.
good time, yeah. But then Nicki Minaj and Cardi B got in this fight recently.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's some
So
tea.
maybe it is true.
Apparently,
Yeah.
Nicki Minaj went after like Cardi B, like, and just like made a jab at her child, and then Cardi B said like she just went off.
Yeah. From what I heard,
Like
it was
Offset.
like, yeah, it was something like, how could you be like raising this kid, Cardi B, like you're not a good mother or something like that. Basically,
True.
like,
I would do this. I would
Pushing
do
She
at
this.
did the same
I
thing with
know.
Remy Ma.
yeah. I mean, I kind of like, I see where Cardi B is coming from
Yeah.
at like John at Nicki
Yeah.
Minaj, because that's not cool.
I think
Like,
that's Nicki's
you know.
go-to.
yeah,
Because she did that with other female rappers.
yeah, put down like others. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't like Nicki either,
Interesting.
so it's it's not like I like Nicki and
Yeah.
I don't like Cardi B. It's, I don't like
Yeah.
either of them. So
Shout out to Queen, though.
yeah,
New album.
it's
Pretty sick.
I
Good
can't. not like her new album, but
Yeah.
I don't love it.
Don't love it. Yeah.
Fair.
Not my favorite, but
Yeah.
definitely don't like it.
Not the worst.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Also, this is totally off track, and I don't really have a transition for this. Sorry,
That's no
but
problem.
I saw on your Instagram. We saw on your Instagram that you had a link.
It was just her. She saw it and see it.
It was just
Yeah.
me, and I just didn't want to see it. It's fine.
It was like,
No, it was a link to Nugs for Carter, and it was a charity. So can you tell us more about that?
Well, when the whole Nugget thing was big, I thought like, because it was all happening so quickly, I was like I probably should try to do something with this, like publicity before it like goes away. Because like, knowing the internet, this isn't gonna last forever unless I like do something or have like a talent, which I don't really, that could like transition into like singing or like dancing.
Social
and stuff.
media,
But,
though.
I mean, I
know what I
could
mean?
keep with that. I was actually thinking like, I might want to be a social media marketer now.
Yeah.
And that's kind of like
So it's
in my
super
future,
thing.
like,
Yeah.
exactly. It seems like a lot of fun. Like I got to meet the people that run the Wendy's account.
Mhm.
But anyways, getting off track. What was I talking about with the
Career
Charity?
yes, charity. That's what I said.
Charity. Forgot.
It's been a while,
That
and
thing.
so when it, of course, like I wanted to take advantage of this publicity, and I thought, what better way than doing charitable work? And my idea was to make T-shirts that promoted the Nugs for Carter, but also brought money in for a charity. So we went to a local store and made a bunch of T-shirts and stuff, and created this website, and I decided to send them to the 100% of the profits to a local breast cancer organization kind of thing that helps women with breast cancer and giving them funds.
Is
and
it more
stuff to pay
towards
for their-
the hospital foundation, or is it towards
It's to the
individuals?
to the
themselves?
individuals.
Okay.
I think that like it's to fund their
Right.
hospital funds though. So
Okay.
like after they go to the hospital and
So it's a
they,
more
they need help.
private
then- yeah.
equity
Yes.
instead of going towards the hospital itself.
Yes,
Okay,
yeah. It's
cool.
it's funded by a local person, a local family
Yeah.
in the Reno area. But basically I chose that because my mom had breast cancer back in 2008, 2009.
That's what that tweet was about.
Yeah,
I
we
saw
saw a
it
tweet
2
that
months
cancer
ago.
sucks.
Yeah. But so she had breast cancer for that period, and I was young. I was like 8, so I really like didn't understand what was going on, and I didn't know like how to deal with it. I was just kind of like went around living my life. I had people tell me like, oh, your mom's a little sick and stuff, and she had to drive to San Francisco and stuff to get chemo and do all this extra stuff. But now that I've grown up and after she's recovered and stuff, and she's all good, and growing up, I look back on it now and I'm like, man, that like was, if I had that same thing happen at this age, I think I'd be a lot more scared than I was when I was 8 years old, because I didn't understand it. But now I do, and I look back on it and I'm like, I don't have to have people go through that, what I did,
That's
especially at
tough to
an
hear,
older age.
but I'm glad she's doing better
Is
now.
she in remission?
Yes, yeah, she's in remission.
Good.
And, I tweeted that cancer sucks actually because, like, back in the beginning of summer, she actually had some problems. She went back to San Francisco because she goes like every 2 months or so to get checked up again and in remission and stuff. And they took a scan and she had like some, what they thought was bruising maybe in the back of her ribs, but they weren't sure. So it was like, it could be like cancer coming back and stuff. And so, of course, like being older and stuff, like I knew the effects and stuff.
Right,
and I was
right.
like, if it comes back again, this could be pretty bad. So
Do you think during, I guess, when you were younger and you didn't really understand, because my parents hid pretty well, like our financial stability. When I was a kid, I was like, oh, we have Christmas, we had dope presents.
Yeah.
We're like always going shopping, a lot of groceries.
exactly.
But what I found out when we were older is like, my dad was kind of struggling, my mom got laid off, and these things were happening. But now when I'm older, it's like they really held it together well. Was there anything that you noticed when you were younger from your mom, her strength of going through it, that kind of inspired you now that you're older?
Definitely, my mom is like such a strong person, and the way she held herself was amazing because they're both dentists, and my mom actually works a little more than my dad, and especially at the time, she had to start taking off work, and my dad had to step in for her, but she would still work through her chemo and stuff, and so she would wear wigs and stuff, but like she was still pushing through it, and not only the fact that she was working through it, but the fact that she was working through it and she was fine with it, and she was like trying to push
I
herself
think it's
and
just
do
that
whatever she can.
perspective
Yeah.
of just nothing's wrong, just hanging out, doing my
Exactly.
thing. Yeah.
And I thought that was, especially looking back on it now, I was like, that's crazy. Like, I feel like if I had news like that happen to me and I was going through this, then I would just feel like depressed. Like, I don't want to work. I just want to, like, I don't know, focus on myself or like focus on, I don't know, hanging with my family.
That's
Right.
what makes me curious. Sorry I keep going back to your tweets, but
it's all
I'm
right.
just trying to figure you out kind of as a person, because I know getting out of high school during this time, you're still around some other pretty impressionable kids and trying to figure out what you want to do. I get it. I've been there. I did some stupid stuff when I was a kid. There's one tweet, the whole Ligma thing.
Yeah.
But then you put I want to die, Tentacion.
Yeah.
So like I see a lot of your stuff you're trolling a lot of the times, but also the whole nuance of that song or the meaning behind it is like being this place and kind of feeling sorrow for other people and trying to empathize and expressing that in a way to like reach out to other people of like, hey, I feel this way. I feel like I want to die. Just like Logic with the
1-800
number. Yeah. But then, hearing this story, like, I believe you, I understand it. I've been there. But then also, do you forget sometimes, maybe because of your surroundings of like, hey, I went through this experience. I hope someone else doesn't have to.
Yeah.
But then do you see maybe sometimes I guess what I'm getting at is like the responsibility of what you're tweeting.
Yeah.
Because maybe someone who would be in a similar position would be like, hey man, like that's not cool.
Yeah.
Do you
I could
ever
see
reflect
that for
on
sure.
that of like a younger you having to, I guess,
To look at those. And
respond to those kind of comments? Like, no, I was way younger. I get it now.
Yeah. I try to, but I'm really not great at it. I just
Great at what?
great at being able to, put myself. It's easy when I'm really thinking about it to think about like others and like being empathetic and stuff.
Yeah.
Of like what would other kids think and that kind of thing. But it's easy when I'm thinking about it, but when I'm not, it's
Right.
not very good.
It's just
I'm not
kind
very
of
good at it.
back in your
Yeah.
yeah.
Exactly. And that's one of my flaws, I think, that I really need to work on. But,
Do you think that
I
has
I can
anything to
build
do
that.
with from where you were raised? Because I know Reno's not the largest, best, most friendly,
Oh, yeah.
super upstanding
For
place.
sure.
But shout out to Reno.
Yeah, shout out to Reno.
But shout out Reno,
Hometown.
Idaho, every
Idaho,
state.
Every state.
Yeah.
But,
No, every time I hear like my friends are going to Reno, they're doing some questionable things. So
Definitely.
coming from a place in Reno, is it more tough, I guess, looking back at your experiences as if you were raised in a nice little town in San Diego? Do you think that you would have turned out differently in a way?
I definitely think so. Reno, I think a lot of people that aren't from Reno, they kind of hear stuff about Reno, but they don't know exactly what it is.
Yeah.
And at least the community that I lived in, there's a few parts of Reno that are different than the others, but for the most part, it's very,
We're good.
it's not a big city. The motto for Reno, or like the slogan or whatever it's called, is the biggest little city in the world. And a lot of people just say, oh, it's a slogan, and I think it's actually really
is.
true.
Yeah.
Because it's 300 some thousand people. It's not small, but it's not huge.
Right.
But you'd think that like
It's not
with
Manhattan.
300,000 people, you'd think that with 300,000 people, you'd be able to find different communities and groups. But really, there is like a sense of like, there are a few families that run the town, and there are a few people that are like the big people, and like everyone knows about them in Reno and that kind of thing. But I don't know how that really would have affected me. I can't really like think about that right now. It's kind of one of those things that's like, but I really think it did.
Yeah.
Like if I was in a big city and I had different experiences growing up and stuff, I think I would be a totally different person.
Right.
Do you think Reno is still kind of like suburban and kind of not like southern type suburban, but more there's a big in between of the city, but also I live in this neighborhood. Like there's a lot of businesses, but also what do we do? Like do we
Like
go to
not
the movies?
suburgatory, but like
Yeah.
suburgatory.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I definitely see Reno as like kind of suburban, but
I guess a good example, growing up on Long Island, I was 90 miles from the city.
yeah.
But when I was, I don't know, 15, 16, 14, we couldn't do much. The only thing on Long Island to do is eat, drink, and be merry, like my dad said.
Yeah, big facts. Big facts. I'm
Makes
from
sense,
Connecticut.
yeah.
I'm from a suburb outside of New York
Yeah.
City too.
Oh, okay,
So I can attest.
So it's like,
Very true.
if we
Northeast.
were trying to stay out of trouble, we'd just go to the movies, or we'd go to the mall
Yeah.
and just BS. But then
Yeah,
there was a
stuff.
lot of kids in my school. When I left for the military, I came back after boot camp, and I heard one of my friends OD'd. There was someone who got in a DUI crash and all these things. And then the school that I grew up in my hometown, Riverhead. Shout out to Riverhead. What's up? Go Blue Waves, you know? So I found out there was this pretty bad epidemic for different like hard substances, like oxy and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Do you think that there's any parallels there in Reno that it's like I kind of gotta get out of here?
You know, thankfully in Reno is we do have a lot of other things to do besides just what was it, eat, sleep,
Be merry.
be married, that kind of thing. But you know, we are like 30 minutes from Lake Tahoe, and in the winter the mountains are pretty close, and they get a lot of snow and stuff. So a lot of people are ski or snowboarders. But we do kind of have that thing, maybe not to that extent, but you know, I went to a smaller Catholic high school and stuff, so it was like
Oh my god, me too.
gang,
Here we are.
But shout out to Bishop
Keep
Minot.
blessed.
But it was definitely a smaller community there, so people were like, you knew everything that was happening.
Yeah.
But I had a few friends that were like on opioids, and there's a pretty big opioid crisis in Reno, at least from what I've heard and stuff. But even then, I've heard from friends at other schools and stuff like the problems and stuff. But there's definitely that sense of like a lot of people like don't think there's a lot to do in Reno.
Yeah.
Do you?
I think there is, but I mean,
Oh
Maybe
no,
not.
you can keep going. But what was I gonna say? So like, I know there's like you said like growing up like you're not like really sure like did it have an impact on me like yes no, but like USD is a changemaker campus and you have a charity and like you want to make your platform one on which you can make a change. Do you think going to USD like it being a changemaker campus did that influence you or you're just like oh it's pretty?
I mean, it was both.
Well, it's pretty and a changemaking campus.
Obviously, when I was looking at the schools, first thing in my mind wasn't, I'm going to go to USD because it's a changemaker campus. You know, first thing was like, oh man, it looks like a nice place. San Diego seems like a really nice city and stuff. But, you know, it was just kind of that cherry on top that, like, when I was making my decision, I was like, you know, I think if, from what I've done with the whole Nugget thing and, like, having this chance to be a change maker, it's, like, the extra on top. Like, you know, I got into USC, but I didn't get any scholarship.
Shout out to Trojans.
So, shout out to Trojans. Fight on, you know. But didn't get any scholarship, and I was a little bummed about that because I think if I did, I probably would have gone there. But, you know, I think it was kind of, like, God's plan to like send me here.
Shout out to Drake.
Hi Drake.
Shout out to Drake.
God's plan.
But that's kind of how, you know, it was between those two schools, and I was like, I'm not gonna pay $75,000 a year
It's a lot of money.
for school, you know. And I got a nice scholarship here, and of course the fact that it's in such a great place and it's Changemaker campus, you know, I thought that this would be the best place to not just further my career interests, but also like if I want to be a change maker and do something in the world.
Did you put your charitable experience with a teacher thing as part of your application for
Yeah.
USC?
Was that your essay, the Nugget thing?
Definitely for the Common App, it was most of my events on the Nugget thing. I mean, it's hard not to talk about
Oh,
that.
of course,
but-
of course. I mean, if it happens, you gotta use it.
Yeah, but even with like the sub essays for USD, not all of them were even Chicken Nugget related. It's like
So I
somewhat-
mean, just with the teacher thing, since it's kind of like a charitable school, do you think maybe that's something that grabbed their attention? Because that came in like he's got a lot of cool, good things.
I think so, because I think one of my sub essays I did talk about a little bit about charitable works, not just the T-shirt thing, but you know, I do volunteering and stuff around my city and stuff, and
huge.
because I used to do a lot of coaching, like basketball, youth coaching.
Oh,
and stuff.
word, balls life.
So I love it, but I also put some of that stuff in. And,
Alexa, do you ball?
I soccer ball.
ooh, lame.
I know.
That
Football?
doesn't count.
I was also
Football.
I was also right bench in high school, so I soccer balled on the bench.
Soccer ball. It's balling, so.
Hey, I'm still balling. It was still really fun. I was
you
the best, I think,
Ball
basketball
out.
player. Ball out. I was the best basketball player on my 5th grade team. Like, 'cause I was the tallest kid and like the chubbiest kid. So like
You're
I
the
decked.
tallest?
Just
I know. So
man.
I was this height. So I decked girls, and then everyone else got taller than me. I was still small, and on the chubbier side, it got better. But but then I was I somehow made varsity because I don't know. I remember I don't even have a basketball net. I was just shooting in my trash can, and then they're like, oh, and then I ended up making varsity, and I was like, huh? I was like, I still suck.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm like,
Just
maybe,
like,
I'm like, this doesn't make sense, but
going
whatever. Still also benched on that team. Went to back to JV, but it's fun. Yeah. Do you bowl,
But
Kevin?
I used to.
Slides.
I did when I was in the Marines for a bit. Just we get the option sometimes of either you go to the gym or you go play basketball. I mean, a few other guys. Shout out to Hernandez if you're listening. Still got you on that one.
There's so many shout outs. We need to text so many
me.
people, Kevin.
But yeah, I play occasionally before I left. I did that with a few of my buddies from my hometown just to get in shape and work out. But I don't know, I just like the whole team aspect of it.
Yeah.
Instead of running on my own. I did track as well.
Yeah.
Same.
But I don't know, I like the whole team thing. And I'm very competitive.
Mhm.
So that was yo, you're not blocking everything.
You're going down.
Yeah,
It's
Matumbo out here. So
Exactly. I love basketball. I would have done intramurals and stuff, but
You
I
should.
actually have a class
Mm.
at the time that they're supposed to play games and stuff. So
Skip the class.
hopefully
Skip the class.
it's actually the only time, one time a week, 3-hour class.
What is the class?
6 to 9 on Monday. Metaphors.
That's a
So-
phenomenal class.
I love the class, but the time is just
I wanna take that.
man.
I want to take it too. I've heard it's absolutely phenomenal.
Yeah, it's the professor's a super cool dude, and he's I don't know. We've only had 2 classes, but it's been my favorite class.
That's awesome.
That's so tight.
How many
But-
credits do you take?
I'm taking 15 right
Okay.
now. I don't know if that's
That's pretty normal.
Overachiever.
yeah,
I'm
I don't
taking
know.
33.
Yeah, I've heard people that are yeah, I'm taking 18 and stuff.
You're like, why?
Someone once called me a loser because I was only taking 12 and I was writing for the Vista and I was working full time.
Yeah.
And they're like, wow, that's not exceptional.
I'm pretty packed.
Wow,
Yeah.
go home.
I have a full-time job that I'm doing.
What do you expect me to
USD
do?
is ridiculous.
Yeah.
That's absurd. Jeez. Wait, so what is your, I feel like Ole weekend, what's your major? Where are you from? What is your major? Intended.
Right now, I'm actually majoring in econ,
Word.
but I think I'm going to switch to marketing, going to social media marketing, and
You should look at comm.
going
I'm
for
a
it.
comm major.
Yeah, we're both com majors.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
With
what
the
it's supposed
minor-
to be.
The thing about USD is I'm more into doing news writing and journalism specifically, but
Yeah.
there's no journalism undergrad here. It's a focus in through communications.
Okay.
But comm covers it's social media. There's a lot of media.
A little bit
It's
of
it's not
everything.
it's not distinctly journalism, but there's
Yeah.
a lot of journalism
There's a
in
lot
it.
of different types and stuff. So
Yeah,
makes
no, I'm
sense.
a comm major and it's so fun. Everyone's all of my friends are literally all of my friends are pre-med. They're all bio, they are chem, and then I'm a comm major that has a podcast. And one of my majors is I have to trend a social change hashtag, and they're like, are you serious? I'm like, it's really hard.
It's really tough.
Really tough. I've only I get as many retweets
You'd be
as Carter.
cheating in that class.
I'd be just
Everyone raise your
It'd be
hand if you
okay.
have more than 100 followers. You're like, I'm just gonna keep my hand up.
I'm
For a
just gonna
bit.
keep it up. I'm so
Going
irrelevant.
up,
You're like, yo, professor, how many followers do you have?
Yeah, I mean,
So
hey,
tell me.
professor.
Yeah, for $100, big bang, little bang.
Oh my lord.
That's so funny. Yeah. Oh, it's so great. I know you're.
Comm major now.
Oh, you better be.
Go for
Whoa.
it.
I'm a comm major with a minor in marketing and film, and that's the best of both worlds.
Yeah.
So,
Could always
econ,
minor in
I was
marketing,
talking
so.
to Kevin. I'm like, watch him have some he's with this Twitter kid is all about social media. And watch him major in ecology or
Some, science or something.
yeah,
maybe.
or
Asian studies.
astrology, and we're so random.
Yeah, just out of the blue. But I actually was thinking about either minoring or just probably minoring in biochem, because my parents they're not just dentists, they're kids dentists. And growing up with them, I guess I'd visit the office a lot and stuff, I think it's something that I would enjoy doing. And of course, being a dentist, it's pretty good, but being a kids dentist, I think it's a little more fulfilling. And I just think I work well with kids, why I coach youth basketball and stuff. So I think if I ended up not liking marketing, ooh.
I know. Sorry, that burped. That was weird. I'm sorry.
Tummy grumble, but
Kids lose their teeth anyways, so what's the point?
exactly.
I would say your teeth are pretty straight. They're pretty nice.
They're all right. I mean, I didn't wear my retainers the best after I got my braces off, but could be worse, I guess.
Yeah.
Lost your teeth.
Yeah.
That's so funny. Was it did your
teeth.
your parents ever catch cavities? Did you ever have any cavities?
No, actually, I'm lucky because for some reason, good genetics. I don't get cavities very easily because there are definitely some times in my life where I should have had multiple cavities, but
We're learning right now.
yeah,
And we're
I learned
learning.
about the
Learning.
dentistry.
Yeah.
But I didn't have any cavities. Never had cavities. I brushed my teeth a lot better than I used to, but even in those times when I didn't brush my teeth well, I never got
My
cavities.
dentist always yell at me. They're like, "You don't floss good enough." I'm like, I don't know how long you want me to get in there for. Like, do you want me to get a knife and like
And
scrape?
like scrape everything
Yeah,
out.
that's
Yeah.
not happening.
Do you want me to take my teeth out and put them back in and then floss?
And then floss them all, like individually clean them all and
That's
stuff.
so
Yeah.
funny.
Real
So-
quick. We're talking earlier about some people from school would be like, "Yo, like, what's up? You want to retweet me? Like, what's
Yeah.
good? Yo, but also like, let me get that homework."
Yeah.
I saw a few people on the comments on YouTube on some of your interviews. Like,
Yeah.
yo, I grew up with this kid. Like, I've known that dude since like way back, since like '98.
Yeah.
Do you like? What's your thought on that? Are some of these people like your actual friends that you go out of your way to talk to, or are they just more of kind of trying to get in that circle, or a little bit of both?
It depends on who the person is
Mhm.
because there are a few people that like have known me for a long time
Yeah.
that I have kept in touch with. Like one of my best friends, at least through grade school and stuff. You know, our parents knew each other. Our moms knew each other before we were even born. So like out of the womb, we were like
Yeah.
best friends. So I grew up with this kid and stuff, and you know he's super nice. But you know we kind of drifted apart in high school and stuff, and we're still friends. Like I still text him, I still Snapchat
You still
him
got
and
his
stuff.
back.
But
everything?
yeah, exactly. You know, we're not the best of friends, but you know, he's one of those people that if he was on the YouTube video and said like, "Oh, I've known this kid like
Yeah.
since like '98," I would be like,
Yeah.
"Yeah."
So it's never really anything like people are just trying to get some clout.
I don't think so, because like I said with Reno, you know, it's kind of
They're
a
just kinda
small
proud.
community. Yeah, and I think a lot of people in Reno were like, just not even if they barely knew me, they were
Yeah.
proud to have known me because it's like not just putting myself out there, but putting Reno out there
Right,
and
right.
stuff. And I think especially a lot of people in Reno are passionate about Reno. You're either like you love Reno or you like hate it and want to get
Yeah.
out.
Huh.
That's
But-
interesting. Before this interview, before I met you, I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna like this kid. I don't know if he's gonna be
You keep getting your name
Oh,
wrong. He's like
man.
Colby. I'm like
Colby?
No, he's like
No.
who? I'm like Carter.
No, because I know I'm one of my friends Wilkins.
Oh.
Wilkins,
So-
and I was like Wilkin Anderson. So
It's
I
like
keep-
Colby Wilkinen. I was like,
Yeah.
There were
Keep getting
plenty
mixed
of not interviews, but I like there was even a magazine article in one of the bigger magazines. I think it was like might have been like Time or something, but they had like a list, one of those list articles, which was like a top 100 things to happen in 2017 on the internet or something, and I was like number 57, and they spelled my name Carter Wilkinson,
No.
and I was like, you guys couldn't have just like looked it
Put
up.
your
and, like,
Dude,
Twitter
that's
handle
so
instead.
bad.
yeah.
That's
So
funny.
Come on,
I was a
Time.
little like, come on, guys, like, you
I
know,
had-
big company.
I forgot real quick. Oh, we were talking about your career choices.
Yeah, man.
Do you think it would be a pretty funny coincidence if you ended up doing social media, managing stuff like that here in marketing, if you ended up being the social media manager at Wendy's? Because they got some good tweets.
Oh, they're saucy. No
They-
pun intended, but they're
Yeah.
saucy.
They're definitely very saucy. I guess it's a good way to put it, but it's the best way to put it. I guess.
They got the juice or they got the sauce?
You know, I got the
Definitely the
sauce.
sauce.
Oh, they got sauce.
A little bit of dressing.
All right, bet.
I actually did, you know, because coming from like even Ellen and like Katy Perry, and that was really cool and stuff. But you know, I think the most like knowledgeable part to come from this was I had the chance to visit the Wendy's headquarters out in Columbus, and I also had the chance to meet with, because Wendy's, their social media team is with a different company than it's still Wendy's, but they're in like a different company. It's called VML. And they run a bunch of different things like the Gatorade company and like O'Reilly Auto Parts or something like that. But they have a whole big team out in Kansas City, and I got to meet with them and stuff. And so I got to meet there's two people that actually switch off running the account for Wendy's and stuff. And
Who are they? Are they like younger kids? Or are they older?
I can't say the names and stuff,
Yeah.
but they're younger.
But there's more than one person.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, you're
one of
naming
them is
than one
more.
person.
One of them's more like customer servicey
Yeah.
and like a little nicer and stuff,
Yeah.
and then the
A
other
little
one's
nicer?
Yeah, the other
Yeah,
one's
and the one's
the-
just savage.
Got
the
all
other one's
the
a
heat.
savage and the memes and
Yeah.
stuff, but
They're good.
yeah,
They're
they're
pretty good.
there's
They're
a
like,
guy.
yo,
and a
we
girl.
should ask. I don't know, KFC. What do you think? It's like, yo.
Yeah, and
did
they
he do that?
it's weird because like really I think Wendy's started this whole like Twitter, at least Twitter brands being
Like
saucy.
media approach.
Exactly.
Yeah, I saw. I know In-N-Out, I think, had a picture of you, and they were like, oh, like Wendy's, like, I think your guy's lost. That was so funny.
Yeah, because I was actually, it was not too long ago before, like a week or two before I was coming down, we visited San Francisco and Santa Cruz because we always go on a family trip, our family, for the summer and stuff. But we drove through San Francisco, stopped at Pier 39 and the wharf and stuff, and there's an In-N-Out there, and I stopped. And
Did you go to Boudin's?
no, not that
Yo.
time, but I've
Next
been
time you go
there.
to Boudin's.
It's so good.
Yeah, Red Bull. Yeah.
The bread bowl, clam chowder.
That's
Love it.
I count.
But basically, we were in the In-N-Out, and these group of like millennial guys, maybe like 30 years old, they came up to me and they're like, "You're Carter, right?" And I was like, "Yeah." And I was really weirded out because I haven't been recognized, like, had someone come up to me and say like, "You're Carter, right?" in like probably months.
Like, yo, are you LeBron?
Yeah, I was like, okay, no, I'm not.
Right.
But these guys came up to me and they're like, "You're Carter," and I was like so confused, and they can see it on my like face, like, "Oh, we're with Twitter."
Oh.
And so they were having actually like a big, not a big conference, but like a quarterly conference kind of thing. And the Wendy's team was in
Present.
in
Oh,
the San
word.
Francisco Twitter headquarters and stuff. So these guys just came from a presentation where they talked about me. The Wendy's team talked about me. So they're like, "Yeah, like we know your face, so we saw you," and we're like, "That's him.
We like
That's
your
him."
face.
So they came up to me and they're talking to me and stuff. But I
It's
don't know.
like
it's just one of those
serendipity
things.
that you were there.
Yeah,
Right time, right place.
exactly.
That's
Yeah. Just, I don't know, it was a little weird, but it was a lot of fun.
But the real tea, have you had Chick-fil-A?
Oh yeah, I love Chick-fil-A.
How are their nugs compared to Wendy's?
You know, they're different.
The
Oh,
Polynesian
that's fair.
sauce, though, I'm just saying.
I
The
mean, we guess we
chicken
don't
nuggets with the
discriminate,
Polynesian
but
sauce.
Yeah.
I think I'd put that at the top of my list of like
Yeah.
chicken nugget sauce
You're
combos.
talking about the perfect,
But-
like, fast food combo.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But Wendy's
fantasy.
close second, you know. But I think if like I had a year of free Chick-fil-A, might be a little bit happier, you know.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Just saying.
I love Wendy's though because they have a lot of things I like. Like I like the Baconator.
Yeah.
You know, like if I was
I
gonna
was
get a
talking
hamburger,
about this the other day. I
Yeah.
was playing PUBG with my buddies. He's
Yeah.
like, I'm not going to Wendy's. And he's like, no, what are you eating? He's like,
it's so good.
I'm never going to go to Wendy's. The bacon's never, cooked right. It's always sloppy. It's always whatever.
That is the thing though with Wendy's. Sometimes you get, you know, it's
Inconsistency.
depending on the yeah. Sometimes you get like it's like the best.
No
hamburger I've
disrespect
ever
to
had.
Wendy's.
No disrespect, but you know, like
No tea, no
Step it
shame.
up.
not
Step
not
the bacon
not the
game
In
up.
and Out. You know,
Yeah.
like In and Out. If you want a good hamburger, you go there. Wendy's if you want. If you
Or
like
Five
feeling
Guys.
Wendy's, Five Guys.
Five Guys.
Expensive,
Shake
but
Shack.
I
Not
love
Four
it.
Guys,
Shake
not
Shack.
Six Guys.
Shake
Yeah,
Shack's pretty
Shake
good.
Shack.
It's alright. But I definitely like Wendy's like variety and the fact that it's like not McDonald's quality.
Yeah.
You know, it's good. I like their chicken sandwiches and stuff too. So like, you know, sometimes I'll just go be like, yeah, I'll get a Baconator and like a 4-piece combo.
Well, you
and
got
stuff.
options here in San Diego, so that's cool.
Yeah, exactly.
yeah.
I'm glad I had the opportunity to meet you just because hearing about some of the stuff of like you're talking to Ellen, you're saying she's saying don't surpass her because
Yeah.
she wants number one, this and that. One thing I remember you saying that you're like, I'm okay with taking second.
Yeah.
So I think then once I heard that, I was like, I think this kid is okay.
Oh,
Yeah,
boy.
you're
It just
so
shows
nice.
where you're at of like not doing it just to, I don't know, be famous and talk to girls and like do your thing, but it's really like, yo, I have this opportunity. I'm gonna try to do something with it. I got these shirts, slinging t-shirts out here,
gotta
giving
order
to cancer charity. So I think that's really cool.
Hey,
And,
you guys are too nice.
Oh, don't stop it. We
I'm
love
not that
you.
great. Come on.
Love it for us. No, you're pretty sick. I know. I saw that. We're like, I told my roommates. I was like, guys, I'm interviewing Nug Boy. And we all started freaking out. We all like went on the computer, watched your Ellen interview, and everyone's like, oh my god, he's so nice. He is so nice. Because if Ellen was like, I mean, but it's Ellen. No, I can't be like, no,
It's
I want
true.
more retweets. I'd be like, no, Ellen, you could. It's fine.
Yeah, I mean, what was I supposed to say? Like, you're going down. Like,
Yeah.
I hate you.
that's funny.
In reality, I was just happy to get the chicken nuggets, you know?
At the end of the day, all I really wanted was chicken nuggets.
Yeah, I raised money for charity. I got chicken nuggets. Like, really, the record is just like an extra. Like, I'm
Oh.
okay.
Humble. We
Well,
love that.
glad to hear your whole story about your mom. Glad she's doing well, and
Yeah.
you're doing good things at USD. It's pretty cool. I'm excited to see what you do here. You got a long time before
Yeah.
you graduate.
Skull
so-
Railroads.
I hope I can make a difference.
Oh, wait.
Be a change maker, you
Sorry,
know?
speaking of making a difference, are you gonna rush a frat?
I don't know. I'm thinking about it, but not too sure.
Okay, fair.
You know,
I'm just
it's
curious.
it's kind of up in the air, you know?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I know, I'm on Pan Analytics, so I was like, oh my
Okay.
gosh, like I was thinking about that. I was like, is he Delta Tau? Is he SIGA? Is he,
Oh
you
my
know,
God.
whatever?
Like thinking about
She's super biased.
Yeah.
I'm very biased, but it's fine.
Stupid.
I think
That's
if you
fine.
don't join a fright, you'll be good.
You will be fine
I
either
think
way.
so.
You'll be fine either
Yeah.
way.
I do hope so, man.
Good
That's
looks.
funny.
Good looks. Cool.
What was I gonna say?
Words.
No,
Yeah.
of the whole media thing. I don't know if you're aware of all the different like USD TV about the Vista newspaper and like all these other opportunities. If you're ever interested,
There's a lot.
Yeah.
There's
And
radio,
doing something
TV.
like that. Yeah,
I was definitely thinking
but-
radio. I do enjoy doing like podcasts and stuff like this. These are like my favorite things to do.
Cool.
To
No
talk for
way.
like an extended
period
amount of time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't need to cut myself out at all.
I mean,
It's a one take.
I mean, I enjoy it better because like when it was big, like I missed like I was pulled out of school for like 2 days because like I had so many like radio stations and stuff trying to like get me on the phone and stuff. So I had a whole day where I just like spent like from 7 a.m. till like 3 p.m. I was just like talking radio stations.
No.
So you
Back
didn't
to
have
back
that
to back.
homework.
Yeah. So teachers were nice about it. You know,
Right.
like it's like we would probably do the same
Right,
thing
right.
if we were you.
I'll
so.
retweet you if you give me an A.
Exactly. I was like, hey, yeah, Mr. G, I'm gonna like retweet you.
Did your mom
Yeah,
become
yeah.
like momager for like a day? She became your little manager, like, oh, this radio station wants you. Oh my god.
Actually, we had a PR person. We hired a PR person for the 2 months that it was big because like my mom's not like super
Right.
like
Tech savvy?
and into that stuff. So you know, like we had to get someone to help us manage these calls
homie.
and get the scheduling and stuff because not only was it the interviews and stuff, but I was still like trying to get T-shirts out and like we were packaging it all from our house and
Yeah.
stuff. And like when it was big, it's not like we were selling a ton of them, but it was enough to keep us busy. And of course, I was still in school and I still had track and stuff. My parents were still working, so you know, it was an investment. I think that was worth it because I don't think I would have been able to handle all of the stuff that was coming down on me. So, you know, it was one of those things. The lady was really nice and she actually wrote recommendation letters for schools and stuff.
Oh,
And
word.
she was pregnant at the time and she had a kid, and then right after, like a month or two after the whole thing,
Nice.
like
And the
we
kid
were
got
done
nuts.
with her and stuff.
And the kid got a
A little
milkshake.
bit. Took him to Wendy's, you know.
Perks.
but-
Is there something that you would like to say to all the students here? Maybe something that they could learn through
Oh,
your
boy.
experience.
Something to learn.
be
Don't try
vegan.
too hard on
Yeah.
Twitter
Oh.
True.
because a lot of people try to like be viral.
Try to trend.
Yeah, exactly. And I think, you know, it's just kind of one of those things you gotta have happen to you.
Mhm.
You know, because like before, honestly, like I didn't use Twitter that much. Like I tweet maybe once a month,
Yeah.
like before the whole Nugget thing. But
Mm.
you know, it was just one of those things that for some reason, like it just blew up.
Yeah.
It literally just like overnight, like blew up. I had nothing to do with it. I didn't like say, hey, like Travis Scott, can you retweet
Yeah.
this?
Or,
You know,
like,
I didn't
pay
like pay.
anybody.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. You know, and I think it's the genuine things that I think people latch onto because like, you know, I wasn't thinking at the time. I wasn't like, oh yeah, this is gonna be big because it's new, it's funny, it's, you know, I just
They
thought,
can
like,
see through some things.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Shout out to Astro World, by the way.
Gotta love Astro
Just
World.
saying.
Jeez.
Good album. But definitely like if you guys like try to be like extra funny or extra like extra
Extra
on
anything,
Twitter,
Yeah.
you're probably not gonna make it
Yeah.
because
You
like
can see through it.
people
Yeah.
see through it on Twitter.
So I think especially people from San Diego are very infatuated by being seen and doing something cooler
I
than
just
everyone.
California in
or
general.
whatever. California generally, yeah. But I don't know, like NorCal people aren't really like that.
Yeah.
Because I think they're super used to it with like Google.
We love
and
everyone.
Facebook and everything.
Yeah.
We love everyone.
We
We
love
love culture.
everyone,
We're not
but-
trying to shade anyone.
Yeah.
But it definitely seems like a thing that's kind of popular, and I just say like either like invest your time in something else or
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
don't do it.
I don't know
because-
if you follow Gary Vee at all.
Oh, so
He had
yeah,
a
that is
so he check him out sometime. He's he started out. I think he got his his stage. He had a video a few years ago. We're just starting like college students. You're like, hey, this is the most important time of your life. You should want to fail because then you have the opportunity. You don't have like 4 kids and you
Yeah,
can
exactly.
go and
You
fail and
don't
try
have
some
4
to
kids.
learn
Yeah.
and
But since then, he's been doing like a lot of like business mentorship, kind of, and social media management.
Yeah.
These things on like a macro level. But one of the things he was saying about kind of not trying so hard. He started from kind of working for his dad in this small little wine shop, and he said for him to be as successful as he is today, he just kind of put his head down and put his head in the dirt and just kept doing what he knew was the right thing to do. And when it was time to kind of come out of that, he's like, all right, I didn't buy a Mercedes when I had the money.
Yep.
I didn't, like you're saying, I don't have
Yep.
money to buy Yeezys. It's like, I could have bought 15 Yeezys. I could have bought 2 Mercedes. I could have had 3 houses. You know, this and that. He's like, but what would I personally have? You know?
Exactly.
He's like, I have cool clothes, but what does that do for you?
Exactly.
You know?
It's materialistic things.
Yeah.
Like, and I think a lot of people, when they say they want to be successful, that's what they think of.
And
they
they
want
don't
nice
understand.
cars. They want
Yeah.
nice house. But, you know, but that's not where a lot of people find their
Yeah.
happiness.
He said he likes the process of working. He's like, I'm not working. So his goal is he wants to buy the jets. His one like tagline thing. He's like,
Yeah.
I'm not working so that I have money to buy the jets. I'm working for the process of being able to buy the jets.
The
Yeah.
team
Like
is who
two
wants to
different
buy the
things.
Jets.
Like,
No one wants
why
to
would
buy
you
the
wanna have-
Jets.
Not the
Man,
Jets, like any other
shade.
team.
Oh, shade. I'm from New York. I'm a Giants fan.
Man, that's
Yikes.
funny.
Both
But
of them are
anyways,
garbage.
I appreciate you coming on.
Yeah, thank
Yeah,
you.
of
Good
course.
time.
Thanks for bringing me on. This is so
Sure.
fun.
Oh, yay. Come here anytime.
I'd love to
Sick.
Hell you.
host the podcast. Yeah.
Anything?
Hi, this is Carter actually taking over
Guest
the
host.
podcast. I kicked Alexa and Kevin out,
Oh,
and
boy.
yeah, free nugs, bye.
Maybe we'll do that the next time. Try to see if we can do the same voice.
Oh
That's cool.
boy, that'd be a
That's
little
funny.
rough.
No video, just we'll play tag. Is this Kevin or is this Carter?
Gotta guess.
Well, they can tell us you're, hi, I'm Kevin. I'm really excited
I'm
about
having a really good time. It's
I'm
like
having-
super funny.
I'm here. I'm,
Oh my
no.
lord.
Is there anything you want to add before we cut out or
Go Toreros.
go Toreros?
Scoreros.
Definitely go Toreros. All right, thank you everyone for joining. Thank you for listening. Make sure you, if you didn't like something, definitely comment why so we can improve on it. If you did enjoy it, also let us know as why so we can keep doing that. Follow, share, comment, like. All that
Follow
good
on
stuff.
Instagram, cast.inc.
Yeah.
Follow on Twitter, cast_inc. Follow Carter, Nugs.
We'll put it on
Carter
the,
JWM. That's my,
we'll put it on the SoundCloud. There's gonna be links
In the
It's gonna be
description.
all those things. Yeah. So stay tuned for next time. We got some more interesting things coming to the works. So thank you very much.
Word. All right.
Awesome.
Peace.